Hey, Barry here from GetMoreCorporateGigs.com. Part 4 in the 4-part series on working trade shows. And today we're going inside, looking at this metropolis. All the booths, the excitement, the people, and the promotion.
Nine. That's insane. Oh, come on. That doesn't even make sense. No.
That's the craziness we do there. The other booths, lots of talking heads, pro talking heads. This guy does a little bit of comedy with the talking head. And you get all the way to the lower budgets here. And here's an owner just pleading for someone. What is that design up there? Who knows? And there's a magician, does some cool stuff and shows how connections. Very, very fun. And then the outrageous giveaways are always part of it. Google, this is Scott and Katrina, Comedy Industries. I'm going to hook you up with them, a link on the bottom. They do another big show. Some booths just have mannequins standing around. That's one way to go. Crazy, outrageous people with a folk singer. You know, bringing attention to the booth. That's what our job is at these things. And then you got these guys, Google. They'll go to every trade show in the world. Doesn't matter what it is. There's always a Google booth. Lots of crazy signage to call attention. And when all gets slow, we always teach the booth girls how to juggle. It's a big part of it. Building a little bit of rapport there.
Just one of the many great Barry Friedman stories.
Okay.
So Barry and I...
I'm getting to tape my own story.
This is good. Barry and I were working for a client, and we were hired to do the show and then do some kind of parade on stilts and then something else. And it was just going to be misery and everything. And as they were trying to figure it out, Barry said to the client, here, you know what we can do for you? We'll set up the sound system over there and bring all the people over there and get your show started. He said, you will? I said, absolutely. No stilts.
No stilts.
No parade. None of that.
Yeah, that's great that one of my best stories involves stilts.
Yeah. Your other good story was with John Park.
Oh, that was a good story.
The rubber check.
Barry story.
Oh, the rubber check, right.
Yeah.
Rubber check. But Barry had the sense to say, no, I am not.
So they gave us a check, and I went to the bank. I went to the bank to make sure it was good.
Yeah.
Or I called the bank.
Yeah.
And they said it's not good, and I said we're not going on.
Right. And the guy says, what do you mean you're not going on? The show's in an hour. How unprofessional are you? And it's like, excuse me, you're the one who gave us a rubber check.
Right.
And the quote, as John said it, you can tell me if this is true, was that you said to the guy, I believe only one person is allowed to be angry in this conversation.
Right.
And it's not you.
Right. Exactly. Along, the first person to sit down for our audience here. We have 8 seats, and then we get people standing behind us. But what do you look for in a trade show presentation?
Enough time for me to get off my feet and relax.
So it's about the stool.
It's about sitting down and not worrying about my sore feet.
And maybe a few laughs.
A few laughs would be great.
A little content.
And I think that I understand you guys put on a hell of a show.
All right.
And that's why I'm really here.
Are we the buzz of the trade show?
Absolutely.
We are the buzz of the trade show.
I was told I didn't have to pay anything.
Right, nothing. CA's covering the whole bill.
Awesome.
That man right there. Folks, remember, if he gets the trick, it does show how CA protects your system. If he misses, it has nothing to do with CA whatsoever.
Yeah, so keeping it fun, making it big. They don't hire us at these shows, the likes of us, to be small, to be subtle. So keeping it big. I have one more.
Get into it, find a rhythm, let the microphone do the work. That's one of the biggest things I've learned over the years of this thing is let the mic do the work. My voice is hurting a little bit, but not nearly as bad as it would have had I really been pushing. All right, it makes people listen better, actually. Let the microphone do the work, and...
Tyler from CA, and the Rsa Brothers blew through all of our cards.
No more lead cards.
No more lead cards left.
And there's still a half day.
Still a half day left. We got almost a whole last day left. No cards left, and people keep coming to the show.
Man, this is a good problem to have.
Always. They'll be back.
Under the leg. Over the face.
Don't laugh, lady. This is knives. Knives.
Don't laugh, you're not risking that much. Trade shows, because sometimes Barry is there and I live for that. That's what I want. And other than that, because I love working with my partner Scotty, I love money, and I love writing the scripts because it's different.
One of the things I really like about working at trade shows, and it sounds strange because it's one of the things that most people dislike, is I like learning new things. So when we work for a company, we actually learn a little bit of what they do, and I'm kind of a geek.
Yeah.
So I actually like that stuff.
Awesome. Cool. And our final show is coming up. The last show is a trade show. This one we usually boil it out. Don't really do any content or anything about the product. Just have fun, try and get a huge crowd. So the last thing the client remembers is the huge crowd they had. All right. Uh-oh, the client's listening.